Says I'm live. Welcome, 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 everybody. Thanks for hopping on. I'll put my description in there so you all know a little bit about what I'm doing. You're just running across this. I never think ahead of time now to make my thumbnail first so that you can see the thumbnail. I'll have to add that in afterwards. All right, looks like we are good. Let's see, get my Zoom up here. Facebook up there, get my Zoom up there. I'm still a little froggy, guys. I apologize, but I think I'm set. I got water, I got Kleenex. I don't have a cough drop, but I think I should be okay there. Not quite having the coughing fits that I was, but I think I'm good. So let me move my computer over. Oh, hey, Mom. Mom's on. All right, I'm going to put my computer over on the stand, get my mouse out of the way. Okay, everybody, I think I don't really have any housekeeping. We are winding down to the end of the year. Like I said, I do have the Seaside Bay, which I could have brought over because I got mine. The Seaside Bay is the stamp of the month for January for the class. You can, you don't have to come to the class. You can purchase the stamp set or the bundle or the suite, and I will send you the products that that you'll need to make the cards that we're going to do. That sign up for that is at the end of December. So December 31st ends that. And then celebration will start and the new catalog will start on January 5th. Hopefully you got yours in the mail. If you did not get one in the mail, then let me know. If you don't have a demonstrator that sends you one, just let me know. I bought a pack of 8. So if you need one, let me know and I'll get that sent out to you. I think that's it for my housekeeping other than the join special. So if you got your catalog, you can see in the back of your celebration, the join special, outstandingly awesome. I wish I could join again. $175 worth of stuff that you pick to go in your kit for $99 plus tax. If you so choose, you can do a $129 kit and get either a white or a boho blue mini Stampin Cut Emboss machine. And I will be using the mini tonight so you can see how small that is. Actually, I can hold it up. It's just like a little purse. It fits in your, like a lunchbox. It's just really tiny. And that's what I put mine in, is my Stampin' Up! Lunchbox. So I'm going to turn my camera down so we can get started. Let me pull this back up on here. Spotlight my desk, so we should be on my desk. I'm on my computer again tonight, and the coloring looks really bad. I hope that I got some good coloring down here. I was trying again to get rid of my shadows and just give you guys some nice bright lighting on here, and I hope I achieved that. So let me get my card. We're going to do this fun new technique that I found. You know, I actually thought it was an old technique, and I went, I don't even know where I saw it, but then I went on Pinterest and just started looking for what it was called, and it appears that maybe it's a new technique or it's an old one that has been resurrected within the last year. So this is the first that I saw. There's this one, and then called like a double twisted ribbon. But I will show you how it works. It's very fun, very easy, and makes a really cool look here on the side with the ribbon. And this is the card that I made. Just, you know, had to add a little bit of fun fold to it, but you don't need to. I am going to give you some information about this before I get started. So you can make your piece of the twisted ribbon as fat or as skinny as you want it. Make your strips, these little strips, a little bit wider. Like my white piece here is 2 inches. So I cut my white strips about 2 1/4 so that they hang over a little bit so that you've got room to lay them on there. But when we get to the layout of this, whatever width your strips are is where you should put the dots on the paper. And I will show you that in a second. But it took me a couple different tutorials to find that was the key there. So if you want skinnier strips, mine are 1/2 inch. If you want skinnier ones, or if you want fatter ones, by all means you can do that. You just need to adjust the width between the rows, and I will show you that in a second. But I also have seen it going this way. This obviously card doesn't go this way, but I've also seen it going this way, and I'm going to try it on another card. So it's at the bottom or the top of the card. But this is the card that I made. I've got my camera zoomed out a little bit, so or zoom down. So hopefully I will be within the frames for you guys. But here's the card that I made. I should be taking a picture of that somehow so that I can use it for my thumbnail when I'm done with the video. But I'm going to set that off to the side. Not that you can ever see it. I'm just going to set it up behind so it gets out of the way. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with, I've got a mint macaron piece. It's 8 1/2 by 5 1/2. Bring in your trimmer, or your scorer is what we need. And I'm going to, we want a 4 1/4 inch width in the middle here. So I am going to score this side at 2 1/2. That gave me 2 1/2 inches here. And it gave me 2 1/4 inches for this piece, and then 2 inches for my twisted ribbon technique. So I did make this first mark at 2 1/2. Just give that a score. You can fold it over and then just randomly fold this up to this line, or the second line is 1 3/4, or should be. And that's all we need for the scoring for now. And then I will try and straighten these up a little bit and give the, I'm going to go with this one. And then I'm going to come in, this one was one of my lines. I'm going to come in here and see. I don't want them overlapping, so I'm going to just give this a little bit of a, and that's where I said you might find that if you just turn it in and butt it up to this other piece, it might be just fine for you. And then score it. Flatten it with your bone folder. So there we go. Like so. So I'm going to, I've got a, I'll just get right to the twisted ribbon in case you gotta go. You'll want to see how it works. So I've got my 2-inch piece. It's 2 inches wide and it is 5 1/2 inches tall. So the only thing is that if you do not do like 1/2 inch strips in 1/2 inch increments, you will get some oddball top or bottom sized pieces. Just, that's okay. Just adjust it. When you put your strips on, you'll want to adjust it. And, you know, you might only need like a 1/2 of a strip instead. So I'm going to just put it over to the 1 inch mark on my trimmer. And I'm going to mark every 1/2 inch with just a little tiny dot. So I got 1/2 inch, 1, 1 1/2, 2, 2 1/2, 3, 3.5, 4, 4.5, 5, and then 5.5 is at the bottom. I'm going to turn it around to the 1-inch mark again. And I'm only putting it up 1 inch, guys, because it just sticks out a little tiny bit from the trimmer that way. You can put it wherever you want or however you want to mark yours. You don't have to do it like this. But for me, I found it was easiest to do it like that. So now I got my little ticker marks on there. Your tick marks are going to get covered up. So we're going to start now. I've got about a 2¼ inch strip. Let me show you. I used the gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous fancy Flora paper, 6x6 pack. And I just went through them until I found pieces that I liked the colors of that matched. So I just kind of looked through here and found 2. These aren't the 2 I used, but this one was. And then I just found 2 that matched nicely with the colors. I cut a 2¼ inch strip, and then I went and cut them into 1/2 inch pieces. And we are ready to go. Oh, and I've got 2 pieces here. I better make sure this is okay. So what we're going to do is you want like 2 different patterns and one, well, you don't have to have 2 different patterns, but to make you know, it more obvious that you're doing this pattern, it works to have 2 different patterns. And one of them could be a little more subtle than the other. And I'm finding that I like that one on the bottom the best. So I've got my subtle one here, and I'm going to start putting it down. So let me see. I'm going to put it inside my card. It might contrast better for you than on my white piece of paper. So your very first piece, you're going to start in the upper corner. Oh, I just took a peek to see if it was on. Dawn's on. Hi, Dawn and Mom. So you're going to start in your upper corner with one edge, and you're going to come down to the top of your tick mark. So put it in the upper corner, and then you want the bottom of it to touch the tick mark. And did I say that wrong? We're going to start in the top, and we want the top of it, sorry, to touch the first tick mark, or the bottom will touch the second one. Okay, and then we're just going to do that with these, all these, the same color strips. Going to skip there and go to this, like every other, we're doing every other. So we're going to put the edge, and we're going to come down to the top of that tick mark. Does this make sense? Hopefully it makes sense. So now we're going to skip that one. No, we're not. We're coming down to that one. I'm going to turn my little thing. We're going to put our paper at the tick mark, and we're going to come down. And then we're going to grab another. I got a lot of navy blue. I don't want all that navy blue. I'm going to pull that off, guys. I don't want all that navy blue in there because I tried to cut around it when I was cutting the pieces, and I didn't get rid of all. I didn't manage. I wanted more of the pastel color, so I'm going to put that one on there again. And this one looks like it might be a little thin. All right, put that little, and then we'll come down. This one's not quite as wide as the one I peeled off, so who knows? All right, then I'm going to get another one, get this one. Gradle. And we're going to put it at the tick mark. I'm going to come down to that one. Oh, I got some pink in this one. Tick mark and come down. And we got one more, and this will be one that I was saying, if you've got not exactly the 1/2 inches, you might have a different size down here that you just got to maybe put a little tiny one at the corner or something, but mine should still fit kind of okay. So I'm going to go from the tick mark down to the corner of the paper. And then that one, I'm going to come in and cut it off just because it's got more glue on it from. All right, so now we got one side all set and ready to go, one row of them. And then now I've got my better pattern that's a little more busy and more colorful. And we're going to come and go. I'm going to start at this one. And I'm just going to cover it up, and I'm going to go up to the other corner. And that will just fill that top in. Can you see over here how I put it on there, and it'll just kind of fill in the top and finish that off. Let me get some more going so you could see. All right, so now we're gonna kind of do the opposite. Either way works. You can either work from this side up, or you can work from this side down. So you're gonna go to the edge of your, like where your tick mark was, and come down, and you want to cover the whole strip. So you're gonna, basically you're covering from strip to strip, you're just covering them at the another one. And I'm more comfortable going up, so I'm going to cover my, like the bottom, and make sure it covers the top. And this is where, you know, you can go over off your paper if that helps, and then go up to the top and just make sure you've covered each piece with your designer papers. Come down and cover this one and bring it up. You can see my little tick mark there, so we'll come up to that tick mark. Same down here. We're going to cover that up and go up to our I'm not concentrating, and I'm not talking much. Sorry, guys. I should be explaining this better. So we're going to come down to our, now we want to be down at the bottom corner. Cover those up. I'm going to go off my paper and come up to that tick mark. And then this one sort of finishes the bottom off. This one finished the top part off, and this one's finishing the bottom off. So let me peel that up. And then you can just turn it over and cut your pieces off. There's glue all over it, so you should use some better scissors, or not better scissors. You don't want to use your good scissors. You want to use like Teflon or your cutter bees, or Close to My Heart has a nice pair of non-stick scissors. You just want to use something, unless you have something you clean yours with when they get all gunky. You just want to flip it over and cut all the little hangover pieces off. nip those off. And there we have our twisted ribbon. And that's that navy blue. So isn't that neat? That's very pretty. I just love it. It might be my new go-to thing. And then I layered that onto a 2 1/4 by 5 1/4 inch piece of the soft seafoam ribbon, the paper. Just gonna put that. Looks pretty good. And flip it over because some of those smaller pieces, I don't want to tear them off. The one at the top and the bottom if they're smaller. So, and then on my card front, I put it all the way over to the edge so that I left this little strip over here, but you don't have to. You can center it on there. Let's see if I like it centered. Well, you could center it on there, and then still the flowers are going to hang over a little bit that you're not really going to see it. So let me try and center this one. We'll see how it turns out centered. And we'll stick that there. Oh, Dawn uses glue gun on her scissors. I actually think I have a little tiny bottle of that too for cleaning my blocks and stuff off. I didn't think about putting it on my scissors. All right, so now we've got the ribbon on this side, and then on this side, I got my Two-Tone Flora. Everything stick to. I showed you guys this. I think I used it maybe last week. This is coming in the new mini catalog. And I used this big leafy thing in soft seafoam. And I'm just making a one for underneath because I'm going to put the flowers over the top of it. So I just wanted one. I don't know if I thought it would give it some dimension or what I was thinking, but put one on each, one on the top and one on the bottom. And then I got a piece of some white cardstock. And I'm going to use the large flower. I don't think that's big enough. I got to use this block. I use the large flower in Balmy blue. That was one of the colors in the paper. So put this down. And Balmy blue. And then I'm going to grab these are 2-step stamps. And so I'm going to do this in full strength as well. And then I'm just going to try and line it up. I told you guys the other day that I had found a nice way to look for the way to line it up. This time I'm looking at these little, the white, and I'm going to try and line up those little things, the center with full strength. So you got two different, two tones from it because you've got two layers of the ink on top of each other, so one is going to appear darker than the other. And then I did the second flower in the fresh Freesia. And this I used the second size, second largest flower. And its centers, which I did not do a very good job of paying attention to how I put that on there. So I'm going to go with the same thing. I'm going to try and line up that white center there. Hope it lines up. There we go. And then I did two of the, on soft Seafoam, I did two more of those green leaves. And then we have to use our little baby machine. And this is the one that you can get. You can get either the white or boho blue. The starter kit. If you want to upgrade to $129 starter kit versus the $99, you can get the little machine here. And so I've got the dies that match the stamp set. And I'm just going to line up. I don't have any washi tape. I guess I got this washi tape right here, but we're going to try and eyeball it. See what we get. Okay, like that. I just bumped that one. Find our other plate. Here's our other plate. We're going to set that on top. And this one just moved, but let's hope it stays in place. Feed that in there. Feed in there. All right. Should have cut them out ahead of time, shouldn't I? I thought, I cut them out ahead of time. They might want to see it in action. And let's see if I can get a little piece of washi to hold those in place, because yes, Mother, I do have more washi tape, but I wasn't planning on using it. So luckily somebody left me a couple scraps on there. Let's see if I can, there we go. I didn't have the plates properly on top of each other. All right, cut those out. Oh, I didn't do too bad. That one got moved a little bit. That one came out good. And then we're going to do our ferny thing. Stick this little piece of washi on there again. In this set, we could have two of these. It doesn't have two of the leaves, but tonight, because I'm doing it on camera, I could use two of the leaves. Got one leaf cut out perfectly. Let's see if I could do that twice. Can I do it? I have faith. I have faith. The little machine does have its own embossing folders that are designed for it, that are narrower. It will tell you in the catalog when there's a die set or something that's designed to go on this machine. But it's perfect for taking, I take it to girls' weekends. Just perfect for hauling around. It's just, you know, you can't do everything on it because the larger embossing folders and dies do not work on it. Where did I just put my... All right, so there, cut all those out. Put that away. And then I'm going to just layer this on top of this right-hand side. Now, if you happen to have the little Velcro dots or something, you could put it like right here behind this bigger flower, and then it would Velcro it shut. I found that if I gave them some good creases on my folds, that it did stay shut pretty well. So I'm going to get some dimensionals and put them on the back of these flowers. I'll use the last of the small pack I got here. And I'm going to put that over here. And I do want it to hang over onto, you know, to look more centered. And then this one I'll turn this way a little bit. And then I have these greens. See, I can't where I put my dimensional. It doesn't want to tuck under there. So whoop, we're just going to cut it off. I'm going to give it a little flick with my fingernail. A little adhesive on it. And then I'm going to tuck it under there. And like I said, I put this other one on there just to give a little more dimension. I don't know if it helps or hinders, but I wanted it to be there and help it look fuller. That one's the same way. I'm going to have to cut that off a little bit. And we'll stick that right there. Oh, I forgot to give it a little flick with my fingernail, your bone folder. Something will help that curl up a little bit. And then I have a little tiny strip of paper. And I have a sentiment from the Love and Happiness set. I used the To the One I Love because it fit across there nicely. Up. Looks like it's pretty straight. We'll see when I stamp it down. I'm using the mint macaron. Where's my thing, my foamy thing, because I don't need it with the stamp set. I can't see with all that white going on. Okay, here goes. Hopefully it's in the right spot. And then I just cut the edges at an angle. And I put a little bit of adhesive on the tip. And then I just tuck that over on the right half, because that's the half that's going to open. This really isn't all that secure. You might use some stronger glue for that, or even a dimensional, I guess, because this is on a dimensional. You could pop it up. That might look cute too. And then for this card, I brought these iridescent gems I thought I'd put on this one and give it a look and see how they look on there. What do you think? I'll put them on this side. Let's see. Need 3. And that one doesn't want to stay on there. Hop from one finger to the next. There. So I added some gems to jazz up the right side of that. And then on the inside, I just have a 4 1/4 or a 4 by 5 1/4 piece of white cardstock. And then I took the leaf again and I just put it down here in the corner. And glued it on the inside. You can put more of a sentiment, happy anniversary, happy birthday, something, thank you. Even though it's to the one I love, you might still need a thank you for something. Okay. And there we go. Like I said, if you have a either the magnet or a little Velcro dot you could put on there, and that would just help keep that closed. Or, you know, you could use a belly band if you wanted to do something different. Well, you could attach all this thing onto a belly band, I guess, but I didn't want to cover up over here on the side. But so there's our card. I hope you guys give that technique a try, because, you know, it's hold on. I don't know what I did. Did I go back? There we go. Should go back to me, I think. If not, oh well, you're not missing anything. It's just me. But I hope that you can give it a try. It's easy. Like I said, depends on the width of your strips you're going to use. That's how far the dots need to be separated. And then you just go from dot like to dot. And then on the other side, you come from and cross them. You want them. When I did my first one, I crossed them like in the wrong spot. So these little pieces were going down the middle. So as you start, if you're going to do this, as you start, remember that you need your white spaces on the edges, not down the middle. And then that will help you to make sure that you're getting them in the right spot. So that's it, guys. I appreciate you watching me tonight. Have a great rest of your week, and I'll be back again next week. Thanks a lot. Take care. Bye. Oh, geez. Take care. Bye. That was quick. Thank you. Take care. Good night.